Please note that the voice of our guest today has been altered for confidentiality reasons.
So when I found the dress, I was like, I need to know. I need to know the complete thing. I need to know because I've read so much. And like you said, everything is about you want to be little feminine. People want to be, parts of their life. They want to be the feminine in the relationship. So I wanted to know that. I wanted to understand whether this is what he wants. And if he does, I had to mold myself accordingly and let him have that.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Soul Kink Therapy. My name is Emily Letts. I am a therapeutic dominatrix based in Boulder, Colorado. And today I have the honor of talking with a husband and wife duo who have gone on a long and successful journey of integrating cross-dressing into their relationship. So today we're going to be talking about some of their successes as well as some of their challenges that they still face that maybe we might be able to explore today. So welcome. So for the purposes of this episode, I'm going to be calling the husband, and the wife. So welcome, husband and wife.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay, I'm so happy to. Thank you so much for reaching out. So what I would love to do is first, wife, you are it's pretty rare to have a husband and wife duo on the call. And if I'm understanding this right, husband is the one who
Right.
cross-dresses, right? But wife, you are the one who reached out to me. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to hear from you. Like what caused you to reach out to me?
So I think I had two primary reasons. One was to be able to share the point of view of a partner who's very supportive, uh, who loves that this is there in our dynamics. But as a human, I also have certain feelings,
Yeah.
which conflicts with my acceptance.
Yeah.
And second was, I want people out there to know that it is very acceptable and it just makes the relationship much more stronger.
Hmm.
And request other cross dressers to be more, trust their partners more and tell them the things.
That's so beautiful. That's such a beautiful. I feel the care and the devotion when you say that. Like I can feel your deep, profound devotion to husband.
Yes.
And that's so
Right.
beautiful. So I'd love to hear a little bit about start from the beginning. When did cross-dressing show up in your relationship? Husband, has this always been a part of you? Give us a little foundation.
We have been married for a few years now, and we have been dating for like 4.5,
Mhm.
5 before that. So it was always on my mind that we used to share everything, and this is one secret of mine that I usually don't share with anybody. Like,
Wow.
uh, you know, So I wanted her to know everything about me, but I was reluctant to tell her on how is she going to take it.
Yeah.
So, like everything, liquor is the answer to everything. We were drunk. We were in Punta Cana. We were drunk on our vacation, and I just kind of dropped a bomb on her.
Whoa.
Like, this is what I do. And after that, for a foreseeable time, we did not speak about it. And
Wow.
it was
And
going,
you were
yeah,
married at the time?
Yes.
yes.
How long you'd been married?
We were married for few months and we were technically on our honeymoon when he decided to tell me.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you dropped a bomb. Wife, what was when you
So I did not know anything about it. It was like a very strange term for me, very new term for me. I was clueless. And so that night, because he was too drunk, so the first thing was to take him to bed.
Yeah.
Then after he slept, I started researching. I'm like, what happened here? I'm like, whether is he gay? Is he bisexual?
Is he
What is going
trans?
on?
Yeah.
I had no clue. So then I researched, um, and I was like, okay, we need a bigger conversation. It cannot be like, oh, I do it, and I'm like, okay, done. So, but then we came back, and I think for a couple of weeks, I did not like I was not ready to talk about it because
Yeah.
I did my whole thing. And all the research, all the Google, all the websites, everybody took me on a wild goose chase. There was
Uh,
so much out there. And I I figured out that the only way I can find out is by talking to him.
yeah. Yeah.
So after I think a month, 2 month or something, again, liquor is the thing. We sat down and we spoke about it. But um, that time also, I was reluctant, and I think so was he. And
Yeah.
I had very few basic top questions. How many times do you do it? What makes you do it? Like, very basic questions that you can come up with. And that time in my head, I wanted to believe that, oh, it is just maybe lingerie and bras and underwears or things like that. I did not want to believe that it can be anything more than that, you
Yeah.
know? So we had that uh, uh, little conversation and it was done. He doesn't know about it, but for a little bit of time, I was angry and hurt about it
Mhm.
because I was like, one, he took away the chance from me to make the decision whether I want to be in this kind of relationship or not.
Hmm.
Then I asked myself, oh, what if my kids come and tell me something like this? Will I question that? I was like, no, this I love this man to death. I
Mm.
don't think I'll question that. And the second thing which was hurtful was I didn't know why he told me when he told me, because I was like, did he tell me because we got married and now I will, regardless, I'm going to find out, or whether he really wanted to trust me and give me that information.
Mhm.
So it took me a while to wrap my head around it. But I was glad he told me. And
Mhm.
then fast forward few more months, I was cleaning and I found a dress in his closet. And
Mhm.
I'm like, okay. So then again, it hit me, okay, it is not only limited to certain things, it can be more. And I'm like, I have to have another conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to push these doors open. This is like,
Yeah.
you know, I I don't want secrets. If he wants to do anything, eh, I think the question boils down to what kind of relationship you want to have. Whether you want to have a relationship where there's complete trust, you can be human and share things, your needs, or you want to put it under the rug and say, oh, nothing, it's fine.
Yeah.
So then again, we had that conversation, and I think that was the time he showed me all his secret stash and everything. And
And then
I
the
was like,
doors flew
oh my
wide
God.
open. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you well, first of all, when you first found out, what I'm hearing is like you were like, this feels a little scary. Let me just get some information.
Correct.
So
Right.
you approached it with curiosity.
Yes.
I think that is a key that so many people, because of the fear makes us wanna run away. You saw something fearful, and it was like the risk of running away is too great. It's actually the only way is to move into curiosity, and I also hear this deep, like, moral pillar in your relationship of, like, in your the way that you want a relationship is no secrets. Secrets are no we don't do secrets here. And so I hear the way that you had to like, oh, one step forward, hoping like this was enough, and then nope, it's not okay. Another step, like so, like almost going at the pace of your own nervous system.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
I was also scared, because it's his world,
yeah,
his secret, which he's kept it for so long.
yeah.
So I didn't want it to just, be very forceful or barge in or
Oh,
disrupt his comfort level. I
yeah,
wanted him to more of, be able to tell me things at his pace
yeah.
also.
Wow. That's a lot of thoughtfulness. That's really beautiful. Okay,
It's my life. I have to be thoughtful.
I see that. You guys are all goopy over there. Sweet. Okay, husband, your turn. So you have always been a crossdresser? Is this something from childhood? Tell me like how long you've been experiencing or like you've
I
enjoyed this.
think I was in my 10th grade or 11th
Mhm.
grade. That's when it started.
Yeah.
It was just so as a kid, your hormones are raging when you're like 13, 14, right? That's the age. And you're attracted towards the opposite sex and their clothing.
Hmm.
So initially, I thought it's just that. But once in India, it's very common that, people will dry their clothes outside, you know,
On
for
the
Mhm.
miles
clothesline.
on
Yeah, yeah.
clothing
And
line.
just for our viewers and you both are from India, is that right?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes, and we're talking about this in like 2000s, so it was very common for people used to live in what do you say, like very close row houses, and people used to keep their stuff drying, hanging dry
Okay.
for the world to see.
Yep.
You know, yeah. So I had an urge to try it out, and I was like, how does it feel? Because when you
Yeah.
touch it, it's soft. It's softer than men's,
Yeah,
and
silky.
so when I wore it, it felt nice. And then that stayed for like few years, for like from that till I was like 24, I would say, just
Yeah.
that. And then I was like, okay, and I used to masturbate wearing that.
Mhm.
And it used to give me a better release than anything else, like a
Mhm.
normal masturbation. So then it became like an urge to do it with that.
Mhm.
Then I was like, okay, if I can do it with just like a panty, what if I wear a bra and do it? And then,
Mhm.
and that's how it escalated. But it took
Yeah.
a very long time to escalate it to the next levels.
Yeah. Let me ask you, when you masturbated, what were the fantasies? Were they of like you being like yeah, what were the dynamics that you would fantasize about? You were
Yeah. So,
clearly in your feminine.
so one of the questions that she had before showing her my entire stack was very normal, that are you attracted to men?
Yeah.
Are you a gay? And never in my life I ever masturbated thinking of a man or a guy, because that never came to my mind.
Okay.
You know, I just felt comfortable in my skin with the clothing, and
Mm.
it just gave me a better release.
Mhm.
I did not even imagine myself with another woman, or I was just happy in my own skin.
You were just so it was just like a purely sensorial experience.
Exactly. It used to
Interesting.
just give me
Okay.
a better orgasm,
Yeah.
you can say,
Yeah.
rather than anything else. And
Yeah.
when you do it normally, if it gives you a better orgasm with the clothing, why not?
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
don't have to prove it to anybody. Nobody's watching you, and it's a
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah.
So
So
that's the
my
thing.
question is, did you feel feminine in the clothing, or was it purely like it could have been? Do you know what I mean? It could have been sandpaper if sandpaper was your thing, or
Yeah.
did you feel more feminine?
No, no.
Mm,
So, you know, yeah, I don't think so,
okay,
because it was just like wearing that gives me a better orgasm,
yeah,
but I never wanted to become a woman.
got it.
It's very confused feeling. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
Uh, but as the clothing grew, like
yeah.
it took me 10 years to go from panties to bras and panties. And then it took me another 7 years to go to a dress, actually. And then when I started living alone in US and stuff, I had my girlfriends and all, but I had always had a room. So I started buying this stuff, like,
Mhm,
okay, now get the lipstick, now get the hair, now get this, now get
mhm,
fake boobs. And then it escalated in the last few years. I would say like last 6, 5, 7 years, I had like the whole thing, the whole nine
mhm,
yards.
mhm,
Um, then 2 years back, I got my ears pierced both so that I can wear earrings and
mhm,
stuff like. So it took a long time
mhm.
to get to the point where I am, and then the and it's in India. In the last few years, people are coming up that they're gays and stuff like that, right? It has always been a taboo, but till date, I have still yet to see that somebody's a cross dresser. It's
Mm,
very fun. It's a 2 billion people country, but you can barely hear stories of 2 or 10 people, which is
yeah,
like less than anything.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're out there, but it just nobody's talking about it. And
No one's
thanks to
talking
you,
about
we
it.
are talking about it right now. And that's one of my goals, that if there are Indians or non, it doesn't matter, right? Whoever, if you have it, uh, it is very scary. But if
Yeah.
you find the right person to trust it in with, your
Yeah.
relationship is going to be better. And ours has been much better after that once she knew about it. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's so beautiful. I can't wait to dive into that part. So, but let me still, I still have some curiosity and still questions that I want to dive into. So in the beginning, it was just a sensorial experience, but then when you were like bras, panties, and all, like, tell me about the evolution of it. Like, did you then like, well, like, do you feel like a woman, or what's your feeling now when you're dressed? Like, what's
So
the excitement for you?
it is it is still orgasmic till date. It is just to, like, I like to dress it that way, but as soon as I ejaculate, I had my orgasm, I take it off. I don't wear it constantly.
Yeah.
So there is no urge to become a woman.
Yeah.
But I like it in phases because it gives me that high and it drops after that. So I like that high again. So I don't want to be constantly over there.
Totally. So what I'm hearing is it really exists purely in the sexual realm for you. Okay, great. And in the sexual realm, when you and maybe like when you play with each other, or just when you're in your own fantasies, when you're maybe doing solo play, do you fantasize about like you in the feminine role?
I don't think so.
So
Yeah.
what is the excitement for you when you are dressed?
Um, how do I explain it?
Mhm.
Uh, Wearing the clothing itself is an excitement. The way it feels on my skin itself is an excitement.
Mhm.
It's not what I feel inside after that. I and it's not like, you know, I
Do you
wouldn't say that being emotional is like a girly trait, like men can be emotional as well.
yeah.
So I'm emotional. I do have a lot of girly traits, but I don't feel like a girl, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but specifically when you're dressed, do you feel like a girl when you're
Still not
dressed? You don't feel
that
like a girl when you're dressed. Do you
no.
feel like a man women's wearing women's clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So is the excitement in the taboo of being a man wearing women's clothes? So
No,
it's not.
no, no.
Okay. It
It's purely sensual. It's purely sexual. Um, it's purely like that. And I have never been attracted to a man's body to be like to feel like a woman.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I don't mind feeling like a woman, even if it is there. If it comes like that, okay, I'm a woman for a moment, it's fine. But it goes away. It doesn't stay like that.
Totally. So right. So once the sexual experience is over, you're like, "Okay, that's enough." Um is there mm, just checking it, is there any shame, or like is there like a drop of like, "Okay, now get it off." After
No,
you have your orgasm?
no, it's
No, okay.
no shame. Like
Yeah.
she has asked me the same thing. I'm very comfortable in my own skin, and I'm comfortable in that dressing as well. Confident, in fact, in not shameful, but confident. But there is no shame as such. It's just that the feeling goes off.
Yeah, it's just like, "Okay, I'm done here."
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm done. I move
great,
on with my daily stuff. That's
great.
what it is.
So my question is, just so that I can really understand your approach to it, when you play, because 'cause I'm guessing you guys not play in the sexual realm together around this, is that
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Is she dominant? What's the dynamic between you?
Same.
Same. The dynamic is same. It's just that
Oh.
when he's wearing a lingerie or when he's wearing a dress, the sexual arousal is more. The
Huh.
pleasure I see on his face is much more.
Huh.
But the the dynamics doesn't really change. He's still the one leading most of the time, and
Interesting.
yeah, it. I don't know if he wants to change the dynamics. We are still evolving, but it doesn't change.
You feel like a man and you're like, "Oh," and is it like the more of a ravaging energy? Is it like a ravaging energy that you normally, or is it like sensual?
I would say that, th- I think the reason she feels that I'm more sensual or orgasmic or more into it when I'm dressed while
Yeah.
making love, I think it comes from my confidence that I don't have to hide anything from her. And this is what truly is what I feel when I'm having sex.
Huh.
So the acceptance that she has for me at that point
Mhm.
gives me that confidence that no, now I'm doing this with my partner, and
Mhm.
she trusts me completely. I trust her completely. So that
Mhm.
bonding is more. That's why the sexual experience is better.
Hmm. It's almost like what I'm hearing, it's like it's like the sensational experience of dressing has now become sort of like um wired in your body with your arousal, so from and my guess is probably in when you were younger, it's like the taboo, the excitement, the adrenaline, also then because what we say is what fires together wires together. So it's like, you've been in this for so long, and what is that the intimacy that it brings with this part of you that historically was so taboo and so secretive that now you can bring into a relationship. So it actually just creates a deeper sense of intimacy in your sexual state together. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Even keeping it a secret was an excitement, but
Mm-hmm.
even on the opposite side, telling it to somebody and that person accepting you is a bigger high.
Hmm.
Because
That's so
in
beautiful.
my mind, I never thought anybody would accept that.
Yeah.
Anybody would
Yeah.
accept it at a level that, okay, I'm ready to have sex with you with your fantasies.
Yeah.
And that gives a different kind of high. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it all because I'm also just really because trying to understand your way into cross dressing because it's actually the first time I've heard that it's more about the fetishization of the clothing rather than the identity or the dynamic or the role. This is actually purely like the fetishization of
yeah,
the materials.
yeah,
Of the materials. So that's also like the fetishization of the lipstick. Is that right?
yeah,
Like you like the way the
yeah,
lipstick feels?
yeah,
And it's just like all of these because it's true like in feminine like clothing, they feel much different. It's a
yeah,
very different sensation,
yeah.
sensory experience. And is that true with the wig too?
Everything.
Yeah. What do you like about the wig feeling?
The hair flowing,
Yeah, like a
you're
kind of
putting it back to your
brushing.
ears. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's so
So all the
cool.
feminine features without it's very complicated, I know.
Well, it's not that. It's actually, what's really interesting is actually just simple. It's pretty
Okay, yeah.
simple. It's quite simple. Um, but I really appreciate this lesson or this understanding because again, this is the first time that I've encountered all kinds of different ways of but less this pathway. So, okay, so let's go back to you, wife, which is what was it like? So it sounds like the dynamic. Were you surprised when so first of all, how did you go from, okay, we have to have a bigger conversation and really starting to open the door to him? What happened next? Keep going on the story.
So when I found the dress, I was like, I need to know. I need to know the complete thing. I need to
Yeah.
know whether he. So because I've read so much, and like you said, everything is about you want to be little feminine. You want people want to be, parts of their life. They want to be the feminine in the
Yeah.
relationship. So I wanted to know that. I wanted to understand whether this is what he wants. And if he
Yeah.
does, I had to mold myself accordingly and let him have that.
Hmm.
I even asked him, I asked him when he is dressed, what is his sexual preferences? Does he
Yeah.
want to do certain things? Um, and he was like, no, I. So that is why our sexual dynamics did not really changed. Um, and then I knew that it is not only one. You know how you have a gut feeling that it is not only one dress. There is more to this, and I knew I had to push my limits. So I started having this conversation. Then I was buying. I went on Victoria's Secret. I bought him a bunch of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was
Wait,
like,
wait,
baby.
wait, wait. There's a big jump there. Tell me, like, how did you go how did you go from, like, "Oh, there's more here," to, like, "You know what? Let me get this man
So
some."
when I saw the dress and we had that conversation, again, it was a very superficial conversation. He would answer what I asked him, and till then we had not got the laundry or anything in our bedroom dynamics. So I'm like, I need to open him up somehow, and
Oh, so it was a bait.
yeah, it was a bait. Yes. So I'm like,
Okay.
okay, let me start small. Let me gift him something.
Yeah.
So that is how Victoria's Secret came into picture. I bought him. I thought I'll only give him a pair of bra and panty set. I ended up buying a whole lot for him, and then I told him, I gave it to him, and I said, "Why don't you try it on in front of me? Like,
Yeah.
I want to know whether it fits you well. I'm just buying out of something I don't know, so I want to see if it fits you well." And he did, and I helped him put it on, and we had a very good night that day. So I'm like, okay,
Wow!
bingo.
Wow, the generosity. Yeah, like, the generosity in your heart life is, like, kind of profound. So, were you tell me, before you got to that point, what like, were you scared? Were you? Because I know a lot of, because I've talked to another part. I had another episode with a female, like, a wife partner come on, and I've talked to lots of a handful of partners, and there can be this feeling of, like, what does this mean for me? Like, if you do want to be in the feminine, does that mean I have to be in masculine, or, like, where how do I fit into this dynamic now, since we had our roles and now they're, like, flipped? Did you ever go through that experience?
Yes, I think I still go through that
Mm.
feeling once in a while. And yes, I did go through that. Where do I fit? How do First, I didn't know whether, even though he has told me whether he wants to bring it in our sexual relationship or not. I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Then I didn't know. I was scared about when I found the dress. I was scared to know till what extent he wants to go. You
Yeah.
know,
That's exactly it, yeah.
yeah, whether he wants to do it every day, whether he wants to bring it out in public, whether he wants to do it once in a while, or whether he wants to do it, like he said, only for sexual pleasure. I had all sorts of questions, and I was like, if he decides that he wants to go out public, how do I fit into it?
Yeah.
We all have a set of social circle, we all have friends grow up, and you start thinking, what will this one think and that one think?
Yeah.
Even though in my head I'm like, I don't care about anybody. If this is what he wants. But at the same time, I had that conflict in my head that
Yeah.
I will give it to him, but how will we all accept? We have two teenage kids, and like, how is everything going to fit in?
Right.
So all these fears were there, and I think the biggest lesson that I have is, you have to keep talking, keep the
Mm.
conversation going. Because, and I told him that the second time we spoke about it, I said, this is not the end of the conversation. It will keep coming up because I don't know what kind of feelings, when and how I will get. So I told him that as well, that it will keep coming up. And so, yes, I get, like, for example, Victoria's Secret. The other day, I was buying stuff for myself, my regular everyday
Yeah.
thing, and I started putting stuff for him in the cart. I'm like, screw it, I'm not doing this. I'm buying only for myself. I will not buy anything for him. I'm like, this is not fair. I like lingerie, but I've always imagined me wearing it and my man appreciating it. Now the
Yeah.
tables have turned.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Um it is good for most of the part,
Mhm.
but sometimes and I tell him also that you need to make me feel feminine too, because
Yeah.
I have that. You have to appreciate me and my body the way it
Yeah.
is. So sometimes it feels like I want to be the feminine,
The desired
the
one.
desired one.
But my question is, in your sexual dynamic, like when you are dressed, it sounds like he is still the leader. Like
He
he's
is
still
still the leader,
Mm,
but you see, he's the one who's wearing a lacy bra and a panty, not me.
yeah. What are you
So
wearing?
sometimes nothing and
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
boring cotton.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Do
like,
you what is it like when you get dressed up? Do you put on lingerie?
who, me?
Yeah.
Sometimes, but not really for the for a sexual thing. I don't think it has really happened. I have not seen appreciation for. Before I knew about his cross dressing, I would put it on sometimes, and we would just jump into a sexual thing, but I've not heard appreciation from him. So I
Mhm.
fought with him on that. I'm like, hello, you know everything about lingerie and lace and beauty and turning
Yeah.
on, and you've never given me a compliment on my lingerie. This is not fair.
Yeah, yeah, that's really
So,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, it sounds like what's really interesting is yeah, lingerie and being in the feminine is the one, traditionally is the one who receives
yeah,
desire,
yeah.
right? And the masculine traditionally is the one who chases, or that's what we think, who
This is what
chases the
we think.
desire.
Yes.
This is however, whether it's evolutionary sound or whatnot, but that's the idea. So my question is for you, husband. So I understand like when those tables get flips, sometimes, even though it sounds like you're still in the receptive position because he's leading, it's almost like the entirety of feeling desire doesn't quite land in your system because he's the pretty one. Is that right?
Yeah, he is the pretty one. But um how do I tell you this? The the sexual desire, the sexual touch, the way he kisses me, that doesn't change whether he's wearing
Right.
a
Lingerie.
lingerie or whether he's wearing his regular boxers, you
Yeah.
know? So, and I think that that kiss, it speaks a lot about the desire that he has.
Yeah.
And to be very honest, he's very masculine, like physique wise.
Yeah.
So the idea of him wearing a lace or a thong or something, it is a little turning on, you know?
What's that? Say that it's a little turning on? Like, it turns you on?
Turns me on, yes.
Okay. What turns you on about it?
I don't know, just the image of such a masculine man being able to embrace the beauty of women clothing so nicely. I think that is what turns me on
Yeah.
too. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
that is why the sexual dynamics becomes very nice.
Yeah, it becomes very nice. Eh,
Very intense, yes.
so my question for you, husband, is, tell me I would love to hear you what does it feel like when she does say these things like, sometimes I don't feel necessarily as desired as when as I desire you specifically, and like, with lingerie or in the feminine. I'm curious what that brings up for you.
She has said it several times that you have to protect my femininity, right? Even though I
Mm.
am making you feel comfortable in your skin, but you have to make me comfortable in my. You don't have to make me lose my identity. You have to protect it. So
Mm.
I don't think so. I've done a great job with that yet so far,
Mm.
but I know it. I know that I have to protect it, and I have to do few things to make sure that she feels like the woman and the queen in the house. Like
Mm.
she is the one who is desired, not me, the other way around.
Wait,
And
say that again? She's the
She's
one.
the one who is the desired one, and I'm still the one chasing the desire.
Mm.
So
Does that feel true in your body, or does that feel like this is how it should be, and oh, I know she wants it, but like
no, it's both. It's both. I'm always the one who is, who would want it, but I'm not the
who
outspoken one.
who like initiates sex?
Oh, most of the
Yeah,
times,
okay.
yeah. She is not very vocal about it, or she's not very open about it. Like I can literally stop by and say, "Listen, let's. I'm horny. Let's do it." You know.
Yeah.
she will beat around the bush, and then she will get mad that I'm not getting the signals, and then she'll give me the signal, and I'll think it's not a very strong signal. I'll ignore it, and
Like
then
when
we'll
she wants to initiate. Yeah.
exactly, and then we'll end up in a big fight. I'm like, why didn't you just say so? So
That's
we,
actually, I do want wife, why don't you just say so?
I don't know. I want him to know that I want it.
Oh.
I want him to have some sort of signals.
You want him to like just smell your like body odor and be like, oh, it sounds like the wind has just brushed my cheek in that way.
Yeah.
I
Which
think
I
my
know is
woman.
very silly of me, but yeah.
What's the fear?
I don't think there is any fear. I think it is just the want um that he should show me that he wants me.
Yeah, you want to feel
And which is very stupid.
Well, no, what I'm hearing is that you want to feel focused on and desired.
Yes.
So, like, the idea of, like, when you want so what I'm hearing is, like, you wanna be able to give a small signal, and you want your man to be ready to jump on you at any point in time.
Yes.
And by him being ready and, like, to pounce at any point in time, that is what I'm hearing is, like, that is the way that you reassure yourself that you are still the one that it gets to be chased. You're still the one that is valuable and, like, that he wants
Yes.
in general. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And what I'm hearing is what sometimes when it causes a fight, and what he just kind of admitted to in right here, is that sometimes he's not great about like about
Catching
expressing
the
his
signals.
and expressing his desire for you in any other way than like, hey, I'm horny, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that feel right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Husband, does that sound right?
yeah, and
Pretty much.
it's not that like I desire her any less, but there are some very simple things. She doesn't even have to say anything. If we have a way, if we just are saying I love you, we'll just like, kiss.
Mhm.
But if we smooch, then it's an indication that I want sex or we're into it. And I am one of those guys who are ready at the moment's notice. I don't
Mhm.
need like time or anything. You kiss me on the lips, I'm ready. Let's go. So and so
Got it.
that's what. So I think
Don't give your secret.
we have to be more communicative on that one. So
Got it. And so, so I think this is really interesting because I think, this is something that a lot of couples struggle with, and whether or not they cross dress. But I do think cross dressing adds a really interesting layer to it. Um, my question is, wife, like, what would you need? Like, what would you need in your most desired, most perfect dynamic?
So
What
I'll tell
what would
you
it
where
feel like?
this
Yeah.
frustration comes from,
Yeah.
Emily. Um, I know he cross dresses. He's told me. I know we do it together. I know
Mhm.
he does it when I am not there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes same gut feeling. You know that I've walked into the house and I know that he's masturbated, he's dressed and he's masturbated. It's just a feeling. I may be right, I may be wrong. I don't know that answer, okay? I don't ask him. I and I don't want to,
Yeah, yeah.
everybody's personal space is personal space.
Love that.
But I know he's done it.
Yeah.
And if I am at that moment I am also wanting sex and I don't get it, then
Yeah.
it conflicts with my brain. It is like, why am I not desired and why is it that he can go and masturbate when I am
Yeah.
accepting everything? And that
Yeah.
is what sometimes happens,
That is really helpful.
right? So
That's
it
really
is
helpful.
not always, it is not but it is, and it is all in my brain. To be very honest, it is all because I don't know whether he's done it or not. I have not told him that I need sex. You know, it is all that I am cooking up.
But it's really interesting because I had a crossdresser on my podcast a couple of weeks ago, and Penny, and he was saying that when he became open to his wife about crossdressing, he went into something called the pink fog. Have you guys heard about this? The pink fog is sort of like, oh my God, it's accepted. And it's sort of like this becomes an obsession of like, I'm free. Like, I can, like, buy me all the bras, buy me, you know what I mean? And like, he ended up creating his whole apartment into a photo shoot center. And he was just taking all these photos and whatever. And it caused a rupture in the wife because it's almost like he was falling in love with another person. And
I
the
think
other
I heard that episode.
yeah, and that other person happened to be himself, but it's like it's this joyful experience where then she was like, "Well, like I'm the one here who's making so much space for you in our life, and yet that I because I'm devoted to you, but that energy is not trickling back over into me." And so there is this feeling of deficit of like I have worked so hard to ensure that you feel so safe and so devoted and so worshipped in the fullest expression of yourself, and yet like how is this then coming back in and like cycling back into the energy of our relationship, and not just in the sexual dynamic, but in all types of dynamic. And so I remember him saying too of just like her saying to her husband of like, I need you to buy me lingerie if this is gonna keep working, because otherwise resentment is gonna build." I'm curious, husband, what it sounds like when I say that.
No,
So
no, to piggyback on her or answer her previous question, right? All
Yeah.
her thoughts are right, right? I'm like, I still
Mhm.
masturbate, I still do stuff what I do. And it's not that I desire her any less,
Yeah.
but I have this, you can say, from my childhood, and I think that's every man's insecurity or desire,
Mm.
a fear, you can say, that if you're not able to satisfy your woman,
Mm.
then you're not man enough. Or
Mm.
like that's the notion, right? Like,
Okay.
and there, especially in Indian community, there are so many movies, so many episodes, so many things which are openly for showing this that the wife is not happy or the girlfriend is not happy.
Mm.
Like either the man finishes too fast and keeps the woman unsatisfied throughout her entire life, that they have to
Mhm.
get divorced at certain point.
Mhm.
So that fear is always there. So I have always made it a priority that
Mm.
my partner is always satisfied when I'm having sex with her. So it's, and with masturbation, the difference is I don't have to satisfy anybody. I can just get and
Mm.
done with it. I can get done with it in like three jerks. I can
Mhm.
exactly, and nobody is questioning me or nobody's even thinking, how did it finish so fast? Or I can last for half an hour and nobody's going to question me. That's so
Mm.
last over there that nobody's judging me. I don't have to satisfy anybody.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my partner, it's always in my mind that even if I'm not satisfied, I have to make sure that she's satisfied because she's
Yeah.
that much more important for me. You know,
Mhm.
that sexual relationship is more important for me. She is the person who needs to satisfied with this merging of
Mhm.
that sexual relationship that happened that night. So I'm always very conscious to do as much as I can to passionately satisfy the other person, but
Mhm.
at the same time it's always on the back of my head that okay, when I'm doing I don't have to satisfy, and that is the conflict. So when
Mm.
I want to actually, when we actually perform the act of sex, love making, I am ready in my head that, and it takes a toll on a person that, okay, now I have to perform in a way that she's going to be satisfied.
Yep.
And that's why if it is once in a while, I don't mind it. But if it is every time,
Yep.
then that puts a pressure on me to do that, which
Yeah.
is then it works in a reverse matter rather than having a pleasure, it becomes a burden. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I do.
So
Yeah.
that's why I have asked her several times, what do you like? Do you like if it is a longer sex session? Do you like if it is a shorter sex session? Do you like if it is a faster sex session, like when you're mowing it like, hard, or do you like it like soft and sensual?
Yeah.
Because if it is like that, then I can cater more towards it without worrying about whether it's long or
So what I'm hearing is like you're deep in service mode. You're deep in service. You're trying to serve her when you're in the sexual experience.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And that
cognizant about her feelings and I'm cognizant about her needs.
and it sounds like so it's interesting. Um well, first of all, let me ask you, wife, what does it sound like when he says that?
We have had conversations about it a lot of times, and I understand where he's coming from. I know, and I think we have a lot of communication about what we like, what he likes, and you know, a lot of things. So our sexual dynamics is, I would say, pretty good given everything that we have.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. And I also hear, do you feel like you're being served when he
Yes,
you feel it, and do you like that?
of course. I love
Yeah. Of
it.
course, it's great. Okay, so there's this idea that for service to work, you have to give a thing that somebody else wants, right? Which is I hear you say like, "Okay, well what do you want so I can serve you better and I can actually like hit the mark." But what's really interesting also is that when people overgive, right? When people like are like, I'm trying, I'm going beyond my capacity, or I'm maybe, or just like putting all of my attention on serving you, then it's almost like it starts to become like it's almost like it serves out of integrity. And so what service out of integrity looks like is it starts to be like even like little shreds of resentment. And I'm not hearing resentment. And it's funny because I'm hearing like whispers of resentment in both of your ways that you serve each other. You, wife, are serving the husband because it's like I've gone outside of my comfort zone so much in order to give to you, and I push myself, and I love it, and I'm so happy I have, and I'm here, and also because of that, I need you. I need you then to come and like and reassure me. I need you to come and serve me and make me feel desired in all these other ways. Like I want to feel filled up for the work that I've done because it pushed you. And what I'm hearing from you, husband, is that you you are so focused on serving your wife that it's almost like it's harder for you to be with your own experience just in your own way in whatever ways you need. Does that make sense? So it's almost like both of you are just so slightly like serving out of integrity, and it's therefore getting in the way of you just being able to be with each other. I'm curious how that lands.
No, you're not pretty much off, but you're not pretty much on as well, because eh, so why you're pretty much on? Yes, that is the truth that we do desire more. Like when you're
Mhm.
serving, so you're not serving yourself because you're serving somebody else, and because she's putting so much, she expects that. So you're bang
Yeah.
on that one. But on the other side of it is like we are not doing service to ourselves. Is like I never felt that I'm less satisfied
Yeah.
when we're having sexual encounters, right? So in fact that feeling is more that uh so I'll tell you, how do I explain it? It's like no matter how much I dress up and how much I masturbate, but when we are having sex with each other, and that's when we go to the pinnacle of it,
Yeah.
and it might be hit and miss sometimes, but when it's a hit, which is more hits than not
Yeah.
miss, that feeling
Mhm.
cannot be replicated single-handedly,
Right.
or it could not have been replicated with anybody that we have been with before,
Yeah.
because we are so in tune with each other and we have
Mm.
accepted each other. So
Yeah.
that's why I said like you're on and off.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because it's like, I love serving her, like, it's the best thing in the world, but so what I'm hearing is the solo masturbation it's like you time. It's just, like, time that you want for yourself to come back into your own skin. Is that right?
Yeah, and sometimes it might be such an odd time, right? That I would not, I know that, she's not there or she's there, but I don't want to do it. I want to just,
Be done with
be
it.
done with it.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't,
yeah. You
I
just
don't
wanna,
have, I don't have 20 minutes for foreplay and half an hour for sex. I need 2 minutes and done. So sometimes it's that also. So it's not that I don't want her. I want something else.
yeah, yeah, so it sounds like you want the variety.
You can say
Yeah,
that.
I get it, I get it. And so my question is, wife, what would you need?
I think we share a very deep emotional intimacy. Um, with with given all the circumstances, the kids, the whole dynamics that we live in, we don't get a chance to uh be sexually intimate very often, but we share a very strong emotional intimacy, and we practically share everything with each other, and that is why our relationship works the way we work, you know so yeah, I may be upset once in a while because I didn't get a sex when I wanted to, but apart from that, he completely completes me, you know uh, I know that I can go to him and share anything, and he can do the same with me, and that is why um I think he was able to tell me about his cross dressing, and I was able to accept it the way we have, and integrate it in our lives the way we have.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's working for you.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really
Very
working
well.
for you. And it also sounds like you're still in the discovery of it,
Yes, a lot.
of understanding, and it sounds like that is a journey that you feel confident in tackling
Yeah.
in between the two of you.
Yeah.
It's a long road to go.
Not only discovering, we are also looking forward, like, what can we do with this? How can we spice up our sex life by this? She thinks about, going to a drag show, going to out, like, dressed and decked up and go on a date, like, see how it feels outside. So she's very supportive, more supportive than I would have ever imagined. That also helps me be comfortable with what we have. Uh, so
I think it is more about, because he's kept it uh, hidden for so long, I don't think he's really had a chance to explore and see what it could mean. m- You know, uh, so I want him to have that one life to live, have that chance, see, explore different things, see what sits well with him, what doesn't sit well with him, and we'll take it forward. We'll see where it takes us.
And it sounds like for you too, because he doesn't live in a vacuum. You live in an ecosystem together. So what I'm hearing is like, what does it mean for me? How could I play within this? What does this exploration look like for me?
Of course. And to be very honest, before this, we had a very vanilla sex. Now we have spiced
Mm.
it up. So it's fun. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. Well, wonderful. Well, I'm just so tickled with your exploration, and especially coming from, what sounds like a much more conservative culture and living in a conservative area where these things are not talked about. So I see, like, again, the bravery that it takes to be so devoted in your relationship. That's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So, we're gonna start wrapping up the podcast soon, but I would love to hear, like, what is your advice to couples? I'd love to hear them from both of your perspectives, like to the husbands and to the wives. What is your advice for couples who might be struggling with this?
I think I would want to say to the wives that we should have an open mind, accept it, and be innovative with it.
Hmm.
You can have your boundaries, yet you can be very innovative, and you can play with it. It doesn't have to be a taboo. It doesn't change the person you fell in love with. That person is still that same person.
Hmm.
Just because they cross dress, it doesn't mean anything else. And uh, accepting makes things so much easier and so much more beautiful. um it's just beyond imagination.
Ah, that's so beautiful. Thank you, wife, so much. Yeah, and what I'm also hearing is it doesn't have to be an existential threat to your relationship or to who you are.
Not at all.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And what about you, husband? What's your advice to husbands who may be struggling with coming out with this?
I I think one thing I would like to say is like I'm pretty sure I am not alone. So
Yeah.
I would like to say the same thing. You are not alone. You guys are not alone. If you guys are out there, uh, yeah, it's difficult to hide it, and it's way more difficult to tell it to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult both ways. This lifestyle is not easy. It takes a lot of toll on you.
Mhm.
It might give you a lot of questions that am I gay? Do I like this? Do should I change? Do I need gender change? This, that, and it may lead to a lot of insecurity, and it may also lead to infidelity
Mhm.
because all it's all in your head.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, it took a long time for myself to come in terms with it, uh, because I used to feel guilty after, after masturbating it, wearing dress. I'm like, what am I doing with? Because there is nobody else to talk to in your community.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because whatever is happening to you, and everybody's feeling different feelings. You don't have anybody to talk to. There is nobody to guide you.
Mhm.
So if you can think positive, at least don't think negative. It's normal. I'm like, even
Mhm.
if it is not a normal, everybody's person normal, but it is your normal. It is
Yeah.
what makes you happy. Do it. You're not troubling anybody. You're not threatening anybody. You're not teasing, touching, or molesting anybody for that. It's
Mm.
just something you do it in silos, and it happens. If it makes you happy, do it. And if you find somebody who you can trust and supports you, your life is going to be that much more better. You
Mm.
can express yourself, even if it is in your consolidated space in your own house, or if you want, if you are brave enough, or if you feel like not brave enough, but if you feel like doing it outside, do it.
Mm.
Now, people will say no matter what. They will say what
Yeah.
they have to say. If it makes you happy, one life, do it. But yeah, if you find somebody like her, it's going to be so much better. Uh, it's not an existential threat to your relationship. In fact, it's going to make your bond that much stronger
Mm.
because the only thing which now somebody else knows, and there are no skeletons in the closet. She can
Yeah.
open the ccloset anytime. Because she has seen all.
I got his stuff out from his secret box and put it in the closet right in front to use as and when he wants.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Well, thank you so much. What a beautiful, just exploration and story. I hope that this inspires so many couples out there, couples from all different backgrounds, but especially it's so special to hear from an Indian culture perspective. That's so great. Well, thank you again, and that is the end of this episode of Soul King Therapy. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.